So we continue with the fundamental principles to overcome and get free from depression, anxiety, panic attack, PTSD. And we come to a major one here, overcoming fear. And again, this is the video teaching that we just skim through the overcoming fear. To get the complete video, you need to go to Christian Help for Depression, and it's called Overcome Fear. But this is a big one. It's a huge one because fear is behind, as you probably know, if you've been fighting oppressions. And again, if you've been fighting these oppressions, I would recommend that you get these fundamental principles. There's 8 or 9, 10 videos here, and they're on YouTube, and they'll introduce you to some of these fundamental principles. Then you can get the complete video by going the complete video. If you're interested, you can go to Christian Health for Depression and get the whole teaching. But I'm doing this because I'm convinced that people can overcome these depression and PTSD and so forth through the finished work of Jesus Christ, through the changing by having our minds renewed. And once you understand some of these major principles in the Word of God, it sets you up for victory. And I'm convinced that going through these videos, I've worked with a lot of people over the past 10 years, and basically what I'm putting into these videos is what I've seen work. And again, it's not Christian counseling. I'm not against that, but we're ministering the Word of God here. We're ministering the Word that's alive, that Jesus is backing up. And there are principles that are very important for you to get a hold of. So, overcoming fear is big. It's huge. It's when you're talking about PTSD, anxiety, panic attacks. You're talking about fear. So overcoming fear is something that you must overcome, and you can overcome it. It absolutely. The finished work of Jesus Christ, you'll hear us say this time and time again, is a guarantee of victory. He's overcome, you'll overcome. That's a promise. It's even more than a promise. It's a guarantee because Jesus has already done it. He's defeated the enemy. It's the enemy who brings us fear. Fear doesn't come from heaven. Fear comes from hell. And we can overcome fear, and especially the kind of fear that we imagine this thing that's coming at us from somewhere in the future. I mean, again, it's good to distinguish the kind of fear we're talking about, and we go into this in some detail on the complete video teaching. But if I'm driving a car and I swerve or something, I jump a little bit and I get that anxiety, that fear comes. That's natural. We're talking about the unnatural kind. And that unnatural kind is very oppressive. It's from hell. I had it for 20, 25 years of my life, so I know what I talk about. And it's torment. It's a horror. It's torment. And it can be completely overcome. You can get completely free from fear. Now, when you deal with fear, it's a spirit of fear, and you can have somebody pray for you, and that fear will go away for a while. And that's the thing about fear. It comes back. And so we need to get to the essence of the thing and get after that spirit and get complete victory over it. And fear can be real or imagined. The imagined kind of fear has spiritual roots. So fear from PTSD or depression, not having peace and joy. Peace and joy is a guarantee in the New Testament. It's a guarantee. The fruits of the Spirit are peace, joy, and it talks about peace and joy all over. Jesus says, "My peace I give you," in John 14:27. And these are things. And again, if you're dealing with PTSD or depression or anxiety, you don't have peace and joy. We're supposed to. This has been stolen. It's illegal that fear is on you. So there are spiritual issues, and when you go after the spiritual battle and you win the spiritual battle, and you can win this thing, we've got some suggestions on how to tackle fear in the complete video. Here we're just covering some of the basics here. But you're going to have success in the pursuit of freedom. That's what we're trying to get across. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and self-control. God has not given us a spirit of fear. Obviously, if God hasn't given it to us, it's from hell. And any Christian that you're dealing with something from hell, then you can get past that. The finished work of Jesus, I've come to set the captives free. You've been delivered out of the kingdom of darkness. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. This is from hell. And we talk about the heart beating fast. We talk about how fear attacks you. We talk about what happens spiritually. And when the attention is brought to your heart, and that's not a good thing. You don't need to be bringing attention to some of these things. And we talk about that, and we teach you how to get around that. If your attention is brought to your heart while you're sleeping or while you're running, it's not. That's not normal. It's not. When you're running or when you're sleeping, there's no attention. So it's not natural to pay attention to your heart. But in a panic attack, you're paying attention to your heart. That's part of the problem. We show you how to get past that, and we show you in essence. Again, I had this thing on myself, so I know something about fear. And people would pray for me, and the fear would go away for a while, but it would always come back. It came back until I had some of this understanding about I had to face this down, and I can face it down and get completely free from it. And it's a wonderful feeling when you do that, when you know Jesus Christ is actually helping you. Jesus Himself helps you to get past this thing. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I understand that it's through Jesus, through His finished work, I can face down any of these oppressions. And fear is a classic oppression, torment from hell. That's what it really is. And I can overcome that. I should not be living my life in fear. There's no way. That is completely illegal for a Christian. And once you get that, understand that I can. Jesus Christ overcame this, so through Him I can overcome this. His finished work guarantees me that I can overcome this. Then you set up and you go after it. And we have some ways in the complete video of how you go after this fear, and absolutely you can get this thing completely out of your life. That's the wonderful thing about and some of these foundational principles. And if you overcome fear, then some parts of the depression, wherever you're working with this, most of it is downhill after that. Once you beat the fear spiritually, and once you drive that out, then it's very easy to get past some of the other things you're going to have to deal with. And some of these videos are free on YouTube. Some of them are, but the complete version can be purchased at christianhelpfordepression.org, and that's the complete full version to a lot of these teachings. We do a quick summary, and if this is helping you, I would suggest you go and get the complete versions on Christian Help for Depression. And there are a lot of additional teachings on the purchase version that are not on YouTube. And we also include MP3s there. And also the book, there's a book that we wrote here some time ago about freedom from depression, and that's also on there. And we don't provide CDs or DVDs. You can download these movies, these teachings, onto your tablets or iPhones, and you can also watch them online. But we don't provide DVDs or CDs.